What is good, boy? I forgot to mute LinkedIn on the other side. I still had my music going in my ears, and I did not know that it had already quit over here because I was looking at LinkedIn over here. What is going on, everyone? Boy, there's already people showing up in the comments. I love it. Juanita's here. Kenny D is here. Sri is here. Mackenzie is here. Hope with Jonathan is here. Dan Roth is here. Yep, I got pinged too, man. It always cracks me up when I get notifications that Chris Hennessy is live and that my guest is live. I love it. Gabe Leal is in the house. We were just talking about you, brother. Um, who else is here? The great Tim Sohn is here, the living legend, another live stream producer. Russ Hedge, another live stream producer. Man, we got all kinds of streamers in the house. Uh, Stream Elements is here. Mackenzie's here on Twitch. He's a streamer too. Who else we got? Dwellin Williams. Mackenzie is everywhere. Like he's like switching back and forth between accounts faster than I can click on the comments. Yep, we love the Silver Fox too. So I'm not like obviously I don't need any introduction because everybody already knows who she is. I'm gonna bring DJ out. What is going on, DJ?
What's going on, friends? How is everybody? Hi. It's so
Yeah,
good to see all these faces and names and people. So
I know it. I love it. Like I always feel bad whenever my guest pair and only one or two people show up, but I love it whenever my guest pair and it's like, boom, the comments are flooded with it. So that just goes to show how good. Yeah, bring on DJ. There she is.
no, well, you're just so sweet. I didn't have my own show tonight, so I was like, no, I'm just gonna hang out with Chris.
Yeah, I noticed. I kept waiting for the notification. I went to YouTube. I went to LinkedIn. I was like, well, I guess she's not streaming tonight.
No, I've been pretty busy doing some
Yeah.
public in-person events, and that always takes a lot of energy when you're in
Yes.
person. Wearing high heels for a long time,
Whoa.
walking around and just, engaging. It's so that, the whole weekend was just full of energy. And so I just came home and slept, crashed, and I knew I didn't want to have a show. I knew I needed to take a breather.
Yeah.
And we'll see. That's it. A little self-care. That's all that was. And I
I
know
hear
Tim.
you.
So hi everybody. Hi Dan. Thank
I
you.
know.
I
Yeah.
let me say hi to David. Hi to Mackenzie, of course. Russ, thank you, Kenny. I've seen everybody coming through. Gabe. Let's see. Anybody else? Lisa Marie. Hi.
Lisa Marie. Yeah, I forgot to
Llewellyn. I
mention
got
her. I'm sorry. Hey, Lisa.
yeah, no. Sri and Tim. So many amazing, wonderful people. So many good friends. Just familiar. Yeah. Jonathan, and Juanita. I saw. It's so good to see everyone.
Yeah. Hey, Alka and Raquel Barrett.
What's
All right,
up?
Raquel. Every time I say, or maybe DJ can help me since you're Hispanic too. How do you pronounce that last name? Boras?
Double R.
Double R.
Boras.
Okay. I always butcher it, my Texas ass.
It's a double R. It's like the double R. It's called a double R.
So you roll
right?
it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, girl, but I got you.
Yeah, I've got Alka is somebody. I've been connected with her for a while, but we've been interacting a lot here lately. We've got a call this week, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I did that. Lisa Marie. Roll that R. Borras. Yes. Thank you, Raquel.
Got you, boo.
Yeah. So you've got like some really exciting stuff coming up at the end of this month.
Right. So this will be my last official in-person event for this month. And I'm pretty excited. It's going to be coming up. It's going to be like a 3-day event with lots of amazing speakers. We're going to hang out. We're going to just have fun talking about live streaming for me and podcasting and a lot of techie talk. So it's going to be great. I'm going to be at PodFest, VidFest coming up here in Orlando.
Yeah. So tell us about what that is exactly. Because I've heard you talking about it for months now, but I still have like no clue what PodFest and VidFest is.
Well, that's not good. Can you pull up the website, or would that like
Yeah.
totally like crash and
You know
burn? But yeah, feel free, like
what?
Podfest Expo, or just Google it, .com. It's a big expo where a bunch of creators, podcasters, live streamers, creators, video creators get together. They have tons of sessions on different topics, and it's just going to be a bunch of amazing people. There you go.
You
Thanks for
know,
that, pulling that
let
up.
me let me turn my overlay
Yeah,
off before we can see.
sure. So, the hotel's there, the whole schedule's there. Junaid's gonna be there. I know that.
Janaid
Christone.
Ahmed is going to be there. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm gonna get to meet him in person.
That
I'm
is
really
cool,
excited.
man.
I'll be like, "What's up, buddy?" I
I
can't
know
wait to
it.
see.
Better
So,
be some selfies.
yeah, and Christone will be there, and Jim Fuse. I can't wait to meet them from their Amazon. They're going to be all day Saturday, I think, or Friday. I can't remember what day. Forgive me, friends, but tons of people, thousands, hundreds of people. It's supposed to be like the biggest event since after the pandemic, and they're really excited. The numbers are through the roof. I'm an ambassador. I'm a brand ambassador, so I'm going to get a cool t-shirt and my little name tag. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, and that hotel's got a lazy river. So if you don't know, now you know. Like, there is a lazy river right through the middle right there. It's pretty dope.
Carl Shaw, what's going on, man? Good to
Hi,
see you.
Carl.
Yeah, this looks pretty cool. So it's dedicated, I'm assuming, just to talking about podcasting.
Right. And then they have VidFest, which is the other
VidFest.
part, right? That has a lot to do with like the video streamers, people that make video creations. Who
Okay.
one of Gabe's friends is gonna be there. Rob, where's Gabe? Gabe,
I know. Where are you, Gabe?
where are you, buddy? So
You do have a cool name tag, Nathan. We all know
what's up,
LinkedIn's
Nathan? Long
most eligible
time.
bachelor on a Waffle House name tag. I
That's
know.
funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I'm jealous.
Yes, Raquel said she had met Junaid, so I
That's
think I
pretty
remember
cool.
that. Yeah, so it'll just be nice to meet people that you've met virtually, and it's going to be a high energy event, really just talking. Rob, yes, thank you, Gabe. So he's going to be there, and it's just going to be a fun time. I don't know. They have, events scheduled all throughout the night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all kinds of topics. I couldn't even tell you. Financing, how to, I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. Anyways, that's what I'm preparing for, honestly.
So are you speaking at this thing?
I will be on accessibility and content creating.
That is
So,
awesome.
yeah, no, it's been great. I got to meet Chris, the guy that put Podfest together like 10 years ago, and they've been working on it. And I got to meet Wendy and been working kind of like, just hanging out. They have PodFam, where it's just a bunch of people from Podfest that are speakers. They get together and they get to have behind the scenes and get to meet, and you just kind of get to network. And I've been on a couple podcasts with fellow creators that are going to be hanging out at Podfest that are coming down. So it's been really fun.
Cool. It sounds like a
Yeah,
blast.
great opportunities and a whole lot of fun. So,
Hey, Linka. Thanks for dropping in.
yeah.
So Janae did a post a month or so ago. He went to something somewhere and met a ton of other streamers. Like he met the people from Livestream Pros on YouTube. Man, what was that? It was some big social media expo or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, they had one in California, I think.
That may have
And
been what
I
it
know a lot
is.
of people. Yeah, I think social media. Yeah, there were a lot of people to that, and I know that they have another video conference coming up
No,
somewhere.
no, Dan, it's Pod with a D, Pod Fest,
Yeah,
Podfest. But hey, if you want to bring the
yeah.
munchies, then you go right ahead. I don't think anybody's going to do it.
No one's complaining.
Yeah, no one's complaining in San
We
Diego.
love the
That's what it
person that
was.
brings the munchies, brings the
Yeah,
food. Yeah. So
and Thanks for dropping
Hey,
in,
Aunt,
man.
what's
Social
going on?
media world. Thank you,
Thank you.
Raquel.
Yeah, I didn't go. A lot of people went
Yeah.
to that. I know that Judy Fox was a presenter and they had this amazing picture of her on stage. And I'm like, oh, one day I'll get to meet her, I hope.
Yeah.
So, social media marketing world, San Diego. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
that
was
was
like a
it.
big event. But I'm not from the West Coast, so
Yeah.
I'm just doing some East Coast events because they're
That's
local.
awesome that it's right there
Yeah,
local to
right.
you, man. Like if
I
it was local to
knew.
me, I'd damn sure be there.
Exactly. So why not seize those opportunities?
Exactly. Not that kind of pod, Nathan. Not that kind of pod. Not an engagement pod.
No.
Behave.
Ah, that's so silly. But I
Yeah.
mean, I'll be getting ready for that. And again, so like I was saying, it's just in person and that's a lot of energy. So I'm just kind of
Yeah.
being between then and I have to get my presentation ready. I'm going to have some slides. So it's going to be great.
Are you nervous?
Nah,
Nah. Good. You
nah.
got it.
I was kind of nervous about this past weekend when it's Toastmasters because it's, you know, people that are like speakers, keynote speakers, people that tend to do a lot of public speaking, paid speaking, professional speaking. And so you're presenting in front of other professional speakers. Now, in this case, I would be presenting in front of other podcasters and live streamers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's equivalent, but for some reason, I feel like I'm more comfortable going to
Mm-hmm.
PodFest and presenting there. I feel like it's going to be a lot more friendlier, relaxed atmosphere where I can
Mm-hmm.
just be a little bit more me. And
Mm-hmm.
not to say that it can't be me with Toastmasters, but I just feel like, there's a different energy, just like, and conferences, all conferences are different. People that go
Right.
attend different conferences, that different conferences have different energy vibes. And some conferences, they plan your day from morning till tomorrow. And some
Right.
conferences will just give you the time for you to do whatever afterwards. Some conferences give you some options of ways to
Mm-hmm.
socialize and network. And they're not so like structured.
Right. Exactly.
So it's just, I feel like Podfest is just going to be a little more relaxed. And I'm looking
That's
forward to
awesome.
that.
Gabe, where are they having the one in Texas in
Yeah.
August? You got to let me know that.
Share the link.
Yep. Hey,
And you can get
Fiona, I
Podfest
missed you.
tickets. Yeah. And I do have a promo code, not Silver Fox Talks, if anybody's really going or wants to come, or I know it's only like 10 days away and it's last minute. So we're getting down to the wire. I'm just so excited. I've been really looking forward to this almost for like 5 months, 5 to 6 months
Yeah,
now.
I remember you've been
I'm
posting
like,
about it for a
what?
minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do some more posting, and I'm just not a daily poster.
Right.
Like I don't use like content tools to schedule things out like that
Right.
to every platform. I can barely keep up with my Instagram. I think that one just causes me a lot of stress. But you should
I
come
don't
to one of
even
my
have Instagram.
Nathan, I absolutely will. Absolutely. You're going to have to give me some information and give me like ahead of time notice, and I'll put it in my planner or my calendar.
Yeah, I've been to
But
one of them and listened to Nathan give a speech. It was really awesome. Really
mhm.
good. Yeah, he killed it. He straight up killed it. He knocked the socks off all those people.
It just it's really helped me enhance my confidence when it comes to speaking and refining maybe how to interact, making me feel a little bit more prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that so much.
Especially since you've been doing like all this, I don't. This isn't gonna be the last one you do. I'm sure at Podfest. Like I'm sure this is gonna
Oh
open up the
no.
doors to
Yeah.
do more of that kind of stuff.
We all hope, of course. We do want that. We all want this to continue to open more doors and allow more things to
Yeah.
kind of present themselves. So and so that's kind of why I felt a lot of stress with the Toastmasters one, in the sense where it was an hour-long presentation. I knew that but my feedback was great. So I got
Yeah.
my feedback today. A lot of my information was really exciting to see, and I'm sure I've got a lot of good things coming. Speakers Bureau. So we'll see.
Right. Hey, Shannon, thanks for dropping in on
Hi,
DJ's side.
Shannon.
Yeah. So let's talk
Oh,
about for a minute what you said it, and it made me think. Um, What are you speaking on at Podfest? Tell me again the topic. Inclusivity,
Creating inclusive content, or just how we
inclusive
can
content.
be more mindful. So let's talk about something, because I had a little gripe fest a little bit earlier when I was trying to connect
Those
auto
auto
caption.
captions on Restream.
Yes,
I
I
always forget to do that. I even have this red post-it note stuck on my monitor, and I
exactly
always forget to go in and put the damn auto captions on. And I can't go in after the fact and do it on LinkedIn.
exactly
Why
that
does
was
Restream
exactly.
just not do it like StreamYard does it?
I
They
don't
just
know.
automatically there.
They're enabled, right? They're automatically enabled.
Yes.
Don't have to worry about it as a creator. So yes, even today it happened to me. It's like I cannot fix it. Do I delete the event? I recreate the event? That causes confusion. And there's some
Right.
floating posts out there.
Yes.
Sticky notes fail you again.
They
Yes, I
did.
love that
Fiona
comment.
Fiona heard me talk about this the other day on I think it was on a pop-up live I did.
Yeah.
Um, I was bitching about it because I was like, I always freaking forget it. Even wrote me a note, and then I go back and I'm like, crap. 10 minutes after, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't turn the auto captions on. And by that time, people have already clicked attend, and it's like, what do you do? You know?
Exactly. So it really would just be a great service if Restream would enable that automatically from the creator when they create the event, so it notifies when they're sending out the notification, or allow, which is not the preferred. I'd prefer the first, but
Right.
just at least give you the option to go back and enable it if you forgot to do it when you
Yeah.
created the
Well,
event.
then that's on the LinkedIn side. Like LinkedIn doesn't let you go back and do anything after the fact.
I
They'll
think
show you.
everyone should tag, what is it, LinkedIn help, or at LinkedIn
Yeah.
help. Like, everyone go ahead and say, hey, we forgot the captions and now we can't enable the captions.
I have
And
not even done a LinkedIn audio event, Gabe. I don't have access to it. Um,
no, drop them deets here. I'll hit them up.
yeah,
Thank
it's just
you.
at
Just be like,
LinkedIn. Just tag LinkedIn and be like, look, we need to edit after the
and
fact.
I talked about that this weekend too, because I made sure I made the request. At least I had them for the Zoom for people that would be virtually. I made a fill in the blank for my presentation to keep my audience engaged. Who doesn't love
What?
a fill in the blank, right?
Right?
So we did the LinkedIn help sucks. Oh goodness. But I wanted to provide, I had a in-person printed copy. I also had my electronic copy. And those are things we think about. Are they available in options? Is so I want to make sure the transcripts were available. For me, I love my transcripts. I love my captions. I need to be able to go read something if I didn't hear it, or
Hmm.
if I forgot and I lost my train of thought, or it's just the mind's working so fast and the conversation moves in Zoom, the chat moves. So just having that availability to see the conversation and go back. But
Yep.
it's just helpful. And that's really the whole point, is accessibility is not just for specific type of disability. It really just helps everyone.
Yeah.
And it's optional, right? So that's what makes it so great. Like, it's there for those that would prefer it without making it awkward and asking, hey, can you turn on the captions? Just turn on the captions.
Right. And I think you can go in after the event is over and turn the captions on the post, but it doesn't do any good when you're live. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah. But and there's just so much more aside from captions.
You're right. It will be noted to their team of developers every
Yeah.
time. We've
It's
noted
just,
your request to our team of developers.
I would appreciate that so much. Thank you, LinkedIn help.
Right.
It's just,
Uh,
one of those things when you practice what you preach. And here I
yeah.
am, I've gotten called out a couple times and I have to bow down and say, I apologize. It slipped. You're doing it so fast. Your mind again is working so fast.
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate that excludes people from the conversation that would really want it. So I don't know if Ivana's probably was on Facebook, I believe. So if she was on LinkedIn, she wouldn't be able to. It's just she's on a different platform when the
Yeah, I
conversation's
know
on
it.
LinkedIn, and that's exclusive, and that really bothers me. But I
Yeah,
cannot go back and correct it.
and then I
These,
think like I've wanted to have Doug Lawson on the show for a while, but I didn't
yeah,
know how to get And he finally could, when him and Nick started, they're fixing to start a live stream slash podcast.
Yeah.
Um, he bought some software that he attached to Restream that
Okay.
captions for him on his end, so he can have so he can be a guest or
Yeah.
host or whatever. But then I see people like Wanda in the comments, and I'm like, crap, I freaking didn't do it again. And then I've got the
Yeah.
queen of inclusivity on my show, and I'm like, yep, captions aren't there.
Listen, me too. Isn't that unfortunate? That is just,
Yes,
I feel terrible. Oh, my
I hate
dog
it.
wants to get out. My dog wants to stay in. I got the dog scratching at the door. So
Yeah.
thanks. But yeah. I think
So,
Otter's always good, but when you have captions on a different tab, like a window, again, it's the same thing. Your eyes have to be reading over here when you're
mm-hmm,
visually trying to watch the person's
mm-hmm,
face,
mm-hmm,
watch their expressions, those nonverbal cues that we all rely on for communication. So that's what I talked about is communication, and are we making it accessible as possible for others? I'm going to have Jason Freeman on next month in June, and I'm so excited. So we'll be talking about his speech and his stutter, and it's going to be a good episode because it brings awareness. And I know that he has his own podcast and his live stream. So it's just really, again, creating a inclusive community where everyone can come and we can all practice and learn,
mm-hmm.
because we just have to have those conversations. You don't want to exclude your friends.
No,
So
you
it's like,
don't.
he's got a lot of great stuff to say, and he's got an amazing story too. So
That's awesome. Nathan wants to meet your dog.
yeah. Yeah, he already took off. His
Oh,
name is Bruno.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Dogs are.
Dogs are better. Oh goodness, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Cats are
Oh
better than
goodness.
people.
Oh geez. But pets are amazing. So
Pets are
therapeutic.
amazing. They are.
Wonderful.
Man, listen. I've got a female pit bull. She's solid white, and she is just absolutely sweet as can be. She freaks out during storms. Or doesn't freak out, she gets nervous. Well, here lately, she has started to freak out. Thanks, Lisa Marie, for dropping in. Go kill it
Thanks,
on your string.
Lisa.
Um,
Come check her out. Check her
here
out.
lately, yeah, here lately, a couple weeks ago, she started freaking out when I wasn't home during some storms. And she clawed up my windowsill, tore it all to pieces, tore the trim off of it, broke the latches on the window that hold it up because it folds in,
Oh,
to clean. And then she broke the glass. And so it's like, I, I love her, but I don't know what I'm going to do with her, the poor baby. She's
you
destroying my house.
you have a crate?
I do. She gets out of it. She broke out of it.
Oh, that's not good. Okay,
No,
I'm
and
just
what
gonna
she did,
I crate my dogs. I
yeah,
mean,
I
I
do
have
too.
so I have to keep them in rotation just to be safe and take turns, and that's just what works for me.
Yeah,
So, right, but the crate's got to be a safe space. I mean, it's got to be
right,
where they want to be. They feel relaxed there. It's not a box of punishment
right,
for them.
right.
So, maybe there's some separation anxiety, like I
There
don't
might
know,
be, man. I don't
that
know, but
bond between you and your pup.
like whenever in the mornings after I let them out, and then I go outside and I open the gate and I say, "All right, come on, guys," to let them in. She goes straight to her kennel and lays down. Like I don't even have to
Yeah,
tell her anything. She lays down
right.
and gets
That's
all
good.
comfy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, back to
Aw.
streaming.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
you're
sure.
absolutely
Oh, you
right.
want to talk about my story and we're running out of time? No, we're at
No, we're
25
not.
minutes.
We're
We're
at
doing
25
good.
minutes.
All right, cool, cool,
Hey,
cool.
Eric, I didn't even see you pop in, man.
What's up, Eric? How you doing?
Yeah,
So
so
you
your
want to,
story.
yeah, my story, a little bit
Your
about,
streaming story. Yeah, so this is, yeah, and I should have said this at the beginning. So once a month, I'm going to start bringing another streamer on. Get it on your mind, Gabe. Um, yeah, get it on your mind. Maybe next month. I have to look at the calendar. I don't remember what I have. Anyway, squirrel. Bring a streamer on once a month just to talk about streaming and how it started, how it's going, some pain points you've endured, and funny moments or whatever. You know.
sure. Okay. So, I mean, I've talked kind of the background behind my show and why I started it. right? I wanted to give people a place and a voice. And for me, it was just like really important to share those experiences. I feel like streaming really gives us the power to make a
Mm-hmm.
community. Look at this. This is great. What's going on, friends? You know, to just make a community like this and we get to know each other, right? Like you can't be fake. People get to know you. They'll see right through you. They know if you're genuine. And so I've just felt so welcomed in the live streaming community. And I feel like it's such a powerful tool for our businesses, for our brand. And I think that it's something that people should consider because it opens doors and it really can take you a lot further than you imagine that you ever imagined, at least for me. I mean, specifically going back to Podfest, amazing opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would have never been what would I have to talk about? Why would I get an invitation if I hadn't have been out there doing my live stream consistently and really staying true to my purpose about sharing the experiences of others and trying to build a community to respect each other and just show more compassion and
Mm-hmm.
understanding as we're all trying to like get through it. So,
Mm-hmm.
um you asked about pain points, that's a good question. You know why? I don't really talk about pain points, and this is something I've noticed that I just love to talk about positive things for the most part. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my topics are difficult,
Right.
whether we're talking about some sort of mental health illness or a chronic or a medical issue. But generally, I do like to keep it positive,
Yeah.
and it's been really difficult to kind of go into those dark conversations. And that's something
Yeah.
I'd like to work on, and as a live streamer, you're doing your best. There's so many things you have to overcome. At first, you're just trying to figure your way. You're trying to find your voice. You're trying to find that place that you just feel, but find your rhythm, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a pain point, right? Like finding my rhythm, like figuring out how to say things and kind of getting over my own hangups.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that just goes for anybody. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are my own pain points, or just like the next person that's kind of scared of like, I can't do that, or I would look totally ridiculous, or I can't talk about, who wants to listen to me talk about that? But I mean, it's
No, but
really
I think
important
it's
to get past that.
yeah, it is, and I think that's why I think that's part of it is I jumped into streaming head first, like without any qualms or fears about it or anything. I just knew I wanted to do it. But a lot of people want to do it and they're scared to do it, and they look at people like you and Gabe and me and some of the other people that have been doing it for a while. We just look so normal on screen that sometimes it's easy to forget that we all started somewhere. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even though I really wasn't scared to try it, I look back at some of my early streams and I'm just like, holy crap, those were awful. Because I could, like you said, the rhythm and the flow and figuring out how to be a good host and when to talk and when not to talk and when to let your guests talk and all that kind of stuff
Without tripping yourself up about
without
what you're
tripping
doing
yourself up.
wrong.
Exactly.
Or, yeah. No, and then the technical things that can just start happening in a moment. So it took a lot, but
Yeah.
I
And I
think that
didn't,
that's just part of anything, any kind of process. That's just part of any process. So it doesn't matter what the process is. Live streaming would just be like going after any other thing that you haven't done
hmm
yet, right?
right.
But still, it is pretty special. I think
It
live
is
streaming is pretty
special, man. It
special.
is. I like, there's been an amazing community that I've built here and you've built. Like I'm not saying I have this great
Oh,
community,
yeah.
which I do, but you know what I'm saying. We've Streaming is just one of the absolute best ways, in my opinion, to build a community because it's so interactive. And like people get involved and they're having a party in the comments, like they are right now, talking about snacks.
I love it.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know.
And then
Sometimes I want
Mackenzie.
to have a show about snacks,
Yeah, I
okay?
know.
Sometimes it's like, dang it, I got stuck talking about these hard topics and I just want to have a show about snacks.
Yeah, and like Mackenzie's the only one staying on topic. Everybody else is talking about snacks.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
And chips are a pain point. Yeah, I love my chips. Like love
Yes.
my salty chips at night. So if they're out, then that is a pain point, and I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Kettle, yes, absolutely. Kettle all the way.
Kettle all the
We're
way.
in that snack conversation too. But live streaming creates communities. You can talk about all these different things. You can talk about the hard stuff. You can talk about the fun stuff. I mean, there's nothing better. It's nothing like it.
Yeah, there is nothing like it. Like Teresa, I'm still trying to get you on a show. Like I offered that like last year. If I'll let you eat snacks on my show, if you'll just show up. Teresa's kind of camera shy. She does great behind the scenes work though.
Yeah,
Um,
she's amazing.
she is amazing. She was one of my OG LinkedIn connections. She was the very first person I ever had a
Aww,
Zoom with, I think, on
that's
LinkedIn.
sweet.
Yeah, like she had to show me how to use Zoom. On 7 different accounts. Oh my God.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I know. And I think, talking about hard topics, it is such a great way. Like you talk about a lot of, inclusivity and diversity and equity and inclusion and disability inclusion and all that kind of stuff. Um, and I talk a lot about it with Nathan, wherever he's at. He's talking about potato chips.
He's getting his chips.
He's getting his chips, yeah. We co host a show together talking about the stigma associated with felons. And it breaches some hard topics and it makes people stop and think like they may have heard it 1,000 different times somewhere else. But when you get them on a live stream with somebody they know and they like and they trust and they're talking about this kind of stuff, it makes
Yeah.
them go, holy hell. Oh, they're like the light bulb moments start happening.
I love those
I
moments.
know,
And you
right?
chat them and you see them in the chat or someone sends you those messages and you're just like, that's amazing. I'm glad it's creating movement inside people to see, have insight,
Yeah.
gain insight.
Yes. 100%. Yeah. Snack stream's coming soon. I think I need to.
Yeah.
Rush
Can we
Edge
go back
popped
to the
in.
question? I saw a good question there from Eric.
Eric, yep, I meant to go back to that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We're not
Could
going
you
to lose your conversation.
speak a little to how you handle the balance between being in the moment and thinking about what comes next and questions you want to ask? I get tripped up with that and I don't even live stream. You go ahead and answer that, DJ, and then I'll say my 2 cents on it.
So that's a great question because this is
It
why I
is.
like transcripts. This is why I like information written because I do like a written uh, version of my notes. But that's just not reality. You can't always have notes. You can't always have bullet points. You can't always know. So in the moment, I really do practice active listening. I'm trying to pay attention to what my guest is saying and trying to pick up on things that maybe deserve greater depth. And I
Mm-hmm.
know, like, I learned that from Gabe, right? Like, that's where you say, like, and so you practice that. You don't always catch those moments,
Right.
and you have to go back in reflection, but it's really like you can't talk about everything all the time. So as long as you know what you want to talk about and you have those key bullets, those key points, and you can stay within those parameters without going too far off. It should be a fairly smooth interaction, I
Mm-hmm.
think. As long as you're paying attention to the story that they're sharing
Mm-hmm.
or the experience that they're sharing. And you're able to say, okay, that's something that sounds like looking into more. Can you share a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more about that specifically? Or maybe you have a question right when they're speaking, a question pops in your head if you're listening, like, oh, I have a
Mm-hmm.
question about that. So that's how I do it.
Yep. And that's similar to how I do it. I don't have any kind of written run of show.
Don't.
A lot of people do. I've got a client coming up that is going to want that. So we're going to have to, that's going to be something new for me to work with that. Um, I like a free flowing conversation. I have a general idea. Like when I brought DJ on, I had a general idea of where it wanted to go. We talked about it backstage, podcast, vidcast, what it's like to be a streamer. 1, 2, 3, let's go live. Like that was the extent of it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Maria's great. Hi, Maria.
yeah, I see you,
Yes.
Maria. But I don't have any kind of run of show. I like a smooth flowing conversation. I like the laid back vibe it gives. I have gotten better about if I hear something, if they say something, I'll write it down real quick that I
Mm-hmm.
want to ask that question because it happened to me too many times where it's been like I should have written that down. I don't remember what the hell I was going to say.
A
Um,
keyword.
keyword, yeah, and so it's just like DJ said, it's just listening and just having a conversation with somebody. Like I don't worry about where it's going to go next until I hear that keyword and I write it down, and then I'm back in the conversation. Um, and that's just the way I do it. Real similar.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else did we have show
It is
up?
easy to get
Maria.
caught off track on tangents. And I try really hard not to go too far in depth into side conversations and really
Right.
just kind of redirect sometimes. And you have different guests. So part of live streaming, when you do work with guests, and we have different kinds of guests. So we can talk a little bit about that. And
Mm-hmm.
okay. Gabe, I don't know. I'll answer your question before I lose my train of thought. I don't know if that's directed at me or not, but you
Yeah,
have
go
different
ahead.
kinds of guests. You have guests that are saying something from their personal experience perspective. They're not a professional speaker. They're not a TEDxer. They're not a live streamer. They just don't have a lot of in-camera experience. And then sometimes you have people that are professional, that are experts, that do this frequently. They give presentations and they feel a lot more comfortable. So you really have to, going into it, you already have to have an idea of your
Mm-hmm.
guest and information about their backstory. That's going to stay for me. That goes back to those bullets. Like, what do I want to know? What are we going to cover in this episode or in this
Mm-hmm.
show? And why are they really here? And it is about them and
Mm-hmm.
their perspective at that point, whether it was Alex and her perspective or someone, because she was a medical professional, right? So
Right.
she's bringing information from her perspective. And again, this kind of goes back to growing and how we get better. But you're always, for me, I talk about topics that I don't always know anything about, but it's
Right.
important because I want to know more. I feel like they deserve. But again, knowing that the guest is sharing it from their perspective, and that's the only perspective that we're really going to talk about. I'm not here to
Mm-hmm.
talk about because it's their story and what they've
Right.
been through, or what they are an expert at, and what they've seen and what they've experienced in that sense. So
Mm-hmm.
those kind of questions, if I know one of those two categories, right, it kind of gives me a general track of frame
Mm-hmm.
of thinking.
Yep. You're right. And that's an important thing to remember. Even though we're the host of the show, it's really about the guest and what they're going to say. Otherwise, why the hell are you bringing them on? Right. You could do a
Right.
solo stream, you know?
Right. And that's why every show I do, no matter if the topic is similar, it's still always different.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. Not
All
being
right,
literal.
Gabe. Not being literal, asking as an audience member because Gabe he is a professional live streamer with all the cool fancy toys. Um, how can I become a professional live streamer? I'm thinking about doing something like you both are doing. Where do I begin? DJ, you want to run with that one?
Oh, goodness. Okay. So, how do you become a professional?
Yeah,
First
I
of
know. First
all,
professional. What the
I,
hell?
I don't I don't even use the word professional really. It's really, I mean, I don't know. What does that mean? Unless you're like monetize 100% and you really have generating income and you consider yourself like a professional live streamer streaming for however many hours. So I'm not sure. For me, it started as a passion, just like most people, when they start a blog or they start a podcast, there's something about it that starts as an idea that maybe like this could be fun, and it's not so much something that is taken as something serious, right? In the sense of life, like
Right.
life changing, even though it is. So let me
Mm-hmm.
just again, okay. So before I get past it, but consistency would be my answer.
Yeah,
Like,
that was going to say that was exactly going to be my answer. Is
if
don't
you
look at
keep
it as
going,
whether you're Yeah, exactly.
then that's it.
That is exactly it. I wasn't going to say monetize. I wasn't going to say, this is all you do for a living is stream or produce or whatever. It's the consistency of it that you've established yourself. I hate to use that term, but establish yourself as
Mhm.
a live streamer, and you've made a name. Not really even made a name. I hate to sound braggy, but you know
People
what I'm
recognize
saying.
you. They
People recognize
recognize
you.
you
Yeah, exactly.
as a live
Consistency is key.
streamer.
Exactly right, Russ.
But I do want to be recognized as a live
Yeah, no, I
streamer.
do too. I do too.
Right.
'Cause that's how
So
I'm
in
hoping to
that
make my
sense,
money
it's like,
moving
yeah,
forward.
I'm going to be consistent and I'm going to keep showing up and saying, hey, I'm a live streamer until people believe it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the way for anything, right? Like, if I don't claim that I'm a speaker, claim it for me, I have to claim it. It's like
Yeah,
anything else, right? You want to claim you're a remote producer or you want to claim you're an author. You have to put in the work and do the work. And
yeah,
so, I mean, it just comes with through the work. So
yeah,
you can say it, but you got to do the work, and then
exactly.
people will recognize you for it.
Russ Hedge, I think you've been streaming longer than me, probably. So I don't know if it will help you grow a beard or not. But
It hasn't
you
helped
do.
me.
Yeah, it hasn't helped TJ. Darren had a great question.
Okay.
Is it
Hi.
best to plan a season or series completely before looking for guests or plan around the guests?
Ooh, that's a good question. I got
Isn't
that.
it? That's deep, man. I like it.
Yeah, I got an answer already.
Yeah, I do too. Go ahead. And then I'll answer. I'll let you go first since you're the guest.
Okay. So, what's the best to plan a season? So, yes, plan my seasons. And I plan for breaks, not official breaks, but I do allow X amount of weeks off. That if I say like this month, I knew it was going to heavy in-person engagement and live speaking event month. I knew that I wouldn't have as many live streams. So I didn't book as many guests. Now I do mine usually through awareness because it is mental health related, disability, and those kinds of topics. So it's nice to have those conversations while it's publicly being celebrated, right? And people
Mhm.
are understanding of this is the time where we recognize this.
Right.
So that's how I do my seasons or my series. And so my topics just stay kind of within those three. And like I said, those two perspectives would be it.
Yep. So, and I'm the exact opposite because, like on this show, yeah.
I love it.
Well, I told you I'm fly by the seat of my pants. On
Yeah.
this show, like there is no topic. I bring guests on that either have come to me and said, "Hey, I want to be on the show. Let's talk about this," and I either say yes or no. I don't think it's going to fit. Um, or I bring people on that I think are doing cool things and we talk about that. And I don't plan my season out. I do allow for some breaks here or there, like I'm taking off Memorial Day, taking off 4th of July. And I'm
Awesome.
probably going to take a little bit of time off here coming quick once I burn through. I hate to say burn through. Once I go through the people I've already have booked.
Mhm.
Um, but on ending the stigma, we know that one's kind of easy because it's a dedicated topic. So I'm always just looking for guests to come on and talk about like you did, Darren, or like Desi's going to do Wednesday, one of Darren's coworkers. Just always kind of looking to plan a few weeks ahead, so I'm not like caught. Oh crap! Tomorrow's a show and I don't have anything. Um,
Right. That
and it
happens.
really,
But
yeah, and it does
I
happen.
do
It's happened
schedule.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do normally schedule. And so when I talk to guests and I interview people or I'm getting to know people, I kind of already have a set of topics already aligned in my head that I'm looking for someone to share.
Hmm.
So if I come across someone that talks about whatever particular topic I know is upcoming as the season progresses, then that's my opportunity to invite them.
Hmm.
And so they can share their message.
Yep.
So,
And really, honestly, Darren, like if you were thinking about doing a live stream show, it's your show.
yeah.
You can do it however you want to, whatever works for
Long as
you.
you
That's
want
what I tell.
to, frequently
Yeah,
as you want to, or not so frequently.
yeah, or not so frequently. Although consistency is key, but
Right,
but
right, exactly.
yeah, I've heard that Russ guy knows how to monetize his live streams too. 100%. What else? Let's see. Maria, Robert Berry showed up in the comments too a
I
minute
saw
ago.
Robert. Hi,
Hey,
Robert.
Robert.
I'm just
Good
so
to see
excited
you,
to meet
man.
so many amazing
I
people and
know, man. It's
brilliant
popping
people.
tonight. I
I'm like,
love it.
wow, thank you. I hope this conversation's been beneficial in some
Yeah,
way.
I know.
I just, I just feel like anybody can be out there if they're consistent and they're driven and they're willing to learn. You got to be willing to grow and learn part of it. You can't stay stale.
Yeah, exactly. You
And
can't stay still. You have to be on top of it. You really do.
yeah, so it takes a lot of work and determination. And those are just critical parts of success in any capacity. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on your will,
Yeah.
on your drive, on your
Mm-hmm.
ambition. And okay,
Yep.
Maria,
Maria,
let's see.
do you think you have to have that unique talent to live stream? Some attempted but were not successful.
Some people
That's
attempt.
kind of a loaded question. But
Well,
I have seen some people stream and I it was hard to follow. You know what I mean? Like whether they had been streaming a long time or not, I don't know. But I watched streams where I was just like, oh my god, they need some help, or you know what I mean. And I don't mean that ugly, but I think anybody can kind of develop that. You know what I
improve,
mean? Like you
sure.
said, it just takes hard work and determination and willingness to um,
Grow, change.
grow, change, accept tips from people like I have from you and Gabe and a few other people. Hey, try this, or have you thought about this, or just stuff like that.
Yes. So I don't think you have to have specifically a unique talent, but I think you definitely have to have a, a drive for it, not want to give up, because that's where I would think the not successful comes in, unless there's just some, obvious barriers or limitations that are just unfortunate, and that's understandable. But ultimately, it
Um,
really, I think, does come to that
yeah,
consistency, and it's okay to
consistency.
take a break as long as you come back.
Yep. I think I agree with you, Mackenzie. Like it helps if you have talent. If you're natural on camera and natural talking to people and all that. But if you have a voice and you have something to say, then I think you're right. I think talent is the least important factor because if you're
Mhm.
passionate about it, even if you're not great at streaming or handling guests or whatever, that passion is going to come through and
Mhm.
people are going to listen and hear what you have to say. That's my 2 cents on it.
I agree.
Yep.
Can you fly by the
Yeah.
seat of your pants?
Yeah, I know it. If your pants are
I
optional.
really don't like that. I really do like structure and organization and preparation. I'll be honest. I just
Yeah.
prefer that. I don't feel as I'm going to go off on those tangents that I'm trying to avoid. And I have a better sense of, I feel more control of the
Mm-hmm.
conversation if I know the kind of where we want to stay, like the ballpark of the conversation.
Right. Right. And like I said, everybody's different in the way they do it. But
Yeah.
100%, it's your show, however you want to run it. Now, I will say this: if you're not doing a run a show and having it kind of mapped out, and you have a lot of dull spaces or quiet spaces or a lot of staring at each other, going, well, now what? You might want to reconsider how you're doing your show. In my opinion, 'cause like if you don't have it and there's some
I have
dead
a
spots,
question.
go ahead.
Oh, no, no. Finish your thought about dead spots. But I don't really segment my show. And this is
Yeah, I
something
don't
that I
either.
thought, maybe I should start segmenting my show a little bit cleaner. Like, really, at the 30-minute mark, you have an ad or some sort of like sponsored moment for 30 to 60 seconds. Maybe having some closing announcements or having some sort of moment where there's some sort of game with my guest or something.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's part of growing and live streaming and saying, okay, how do I reinvent this, or how do I maintain this energy, and what can we do to continue to improve the experience,
Mm-hmm.
the engagement, and draw the audience in even more, because it's not about me. I'm just hosting. It's
Mm-hmm.
about the guest and everyone else having a sense of there's something I'm going to learn from this and I'm going to take away. If not, I'm going to have fun at least.
Yeah.
But
Holly. Hey, Holly.
hello.
Um, yeah, and I've thought about that too, like implementing a segment or two that becomes like a maybe not
Routine.
totally segment my show, but have a segment that's the same every show.
Right.
Like
Like questions. I like,
like questions or a
like
game
those
or
late night shows, right? When you watch, I prefer late
yes.
night because I'm a night person, but I like late night shows and they have those like different components where they ask you like the hot seat questions or something. I don't feel that I'm like that quick on my feet to be witty enough, but I really do enjoy watching that. And I
Yeah.
wish and I hope that I can have some like quick comebacks or some good questions that people would be like, oh, that was a really good question. But that's putting yourself out there and that's trying something new and that's getting your brain to think in a different way while the camera's going and you still
Mm-hmm.
take. So it is a lot, but is it worth it? Yeah. And
Yeah.
is that part of it? Yeah, that's part of it too, is having the gumption to have these thoughts, put yourself in these situations. Like, would that something that would work for the sake of the show, for
Mm-hmm.
production, for live streaming, for the enhancement of the audience, for the community growth, for the benefit of the listener? So
Yep.
I was just curious because I like structure and I was like, maybe I should implement some more segments.
Yeah, I've thought of, like I said, I've thought about it just to add something fun or enticing or makes people look forward to this part of the show or
Right.
whatever. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like Margot does the what is those jelly beans at Jelly Bean Game?
I
The
don't
nasty
know.
jelly beans, like you get two of them, and
Oh, yeah. No, I don't like
you
those
know,
gross.
she does that on her show every week with her
Oh, that's
guests.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, she asks a question and then they eat a jelly bean, and then yeah, but it's a funny part of the show. That same kind of thing.
Right. And you know who I really love that's great at segmenting shows? Jessica Dugas. I think she's worked for radios in the past, but she has this amazing like flow in the morning. It's like a morning radio show feel. So it's really, again, whatever you want it to be. And it's your personality, and you can make it whatever you want it to be. So you find streamers that they are in their element and you're watching them. And for that, you appreciate their work. That's their
Yeah.
art. That's their creation. That's what they're putting their heart and soul into. She has like the birthdays. Whose birthdays? If anybody in the audience has the birthdays, if not, she'll read out famous birthdays. Like, it's nice to hear whose famous birthday it is, right? Like, oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, just having those kinds of information that makes it that morning show is really fun. And
Mm-hmm.
so putting your personality out there, talking about what's fun for you, what you strive to do. You want to provide information, you want to provide some entertainment, you want to provide some cheerfulness, you want to provide some suggestions or advice on specific topics, you want to provide some advocacy. It's really whatever you talking about business. I mean, there's just shows on everything and anything, and it's really important that individuals are genuine, and that's what's going to make them successful, is that genuineness and that consistency.
Yeah. Michelle, tell us about the StreamYard giveaway feature. I haven't used StreamYard since like November of
Hi,
last year.
Michelle.
Um, so that's kind of cool. I haven't even played around in StreamYard much at all in 8 months.
It's been a long time since I used StreamYard. It's been about,
Yeah.
I want to say over 6-7 months. And when I started that wheel, they had the giveaway wheel they added and
Mm.
implemented into StreamYard, but I haven't used
Okay.
that.
That's cool. I have not. Yeah, she dropped the link. Thanks, Michelle. I'll check it out.
Oh, thank you. So they have a
Um,
new giveaway tool that's not that wheel thing that they used to have available for
see, I didn't even know that was.
giveaways.
I didn't even remember seeing that. Maybe they did it after I quit using them.
Wow. I
And
do
does
have my
Sue have
StreamYard
anything to do with
t-shirt.
it?
Do you?
Yeah. Do you?
I do. I'd like a restream, like something, right? Because StreamYard has like their little ducky, their plushy duck, and they have all kinds of cool stuff. They have their pillows. I see all their
Yeah.
fancy merch.
Restream
StreamYard.
needs some merch, man.
Restream
Restream.
needs some merch.
Oh my
Right.
God, they're killing me. Like I'm a, there's pros and cons to both of them. I'm a Restream fan for real though, Um, but I'm like, bro, StreamYard is whooping your ass on the merch side of it. Like, y'all need to do something quick.
Yeah. Puddles, that's the duck's name.
Puddles,
Puddles the
yeah.
duck.
Oh,
I
geez,
remember. Yeah. Michelle, I'm so happy you're here. It's
yeah, I need to send her a
wow.
connection request.
Isn't it late
Michelle,
over there across the pond?
is she over across the pond? I don't even
Are
think
you
I'm
over
connected
across?
with her. Let's see. Sydney, Australia.
I Oh, I
Let me
guess it's
just,
morning then. Then it would be
it's probably
morning. So good
morning. Yeah,
morning. Good morning to you. It's tomorrow for her.
it is
It's
tomorrow. She's joining us from the future.
hard. Well, that's great.
DJ does have awesome merch. She doesn't push it nearly enough. I am,
You know what? Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try to do some rebranding in my Fox because I want it to be just a cleaner, simpler line. So I'm slowly changing the logo, and it's not even that great of a logo because it's not a very personalized logo. So I'd be even I don't even want to say logo, but the new
yeah,
little image that I use normally, I'm gonna be updating it a little bit, just so I can have a little bit more of a black and white be easier to use in black or
mm-hmm,
white. And it's just like
mm-hmm.
when you're printing something and you have something that has 3 to 4 colors, it's terrible. Not that I use 3 to 4 colors, but right now it has like this gray, the black, the white. And I'm just trying to use it too, black and white. I want a vintage merch before you change it. Oh no, he left. That's okay though. We know how it goes. He accidentally closed himself out of the stream. That is so funny. I can't put up any comments, otherwise I totally would. There he is.
I don't know.
You're back.
I don't know what the hell just happened.
You
I tried
accidentally
to
closed yourself out.
I tried to click on Nathan's comment and it kicked me out. Now I can't
Vintage
even take it
merch.
off the screen.
Yeah.
There we go.
That happens to me when
That's so
my
weird.
Google doesn't want to work and it freezes.
Yeah, I gotta love a live kick out on your own show. Anyway,
Good morning.
um,
Yeah, I saw this live in the LinkedIn feed, which is great. Oh, Michelle, I don't, we've never had a conversation, so I would be absolutely blown away and honored. Not saying, but please.
yeah, I agree, Holly. Although he is being nice today. Yeah. Thanks, Michelle. I sent you a connection request. I see it looks like you accepted it. I see a notification under my network. Um, yeah, bonfire. There it is.
Yeah,
Thank you. Silver Fox
best
Talks.
mod ever. Mackenzie is
I
the best mod ever. She's amazing.
I need to get with you and see who you use because I'm wanting to come out with some merch too after Dana creates my logo for me. Dana and I have created my logo for me.
So, real quick, tell me about this rebranding. Hip.
Yeah. So I rebranded. It was Firebird Studios, and then after doing a little bit of digging around on the Phoenix, I it come to find out like it has some roots into some like things that I
That's
don't
okay.
really agree with,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, but
at all. So I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna rename it? And it came to me all of a sudden, anything is possible.
oh, I love
Yep.
it. It's so exciting. I'm happy. It's definitely
Yeah.
more original, and it's like, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Julia suggested doing something that was like an acronym, so I was like, crap, my microphone died. No, but it might have. Oh my God. Feel my earbuds.
Oh,
Is that better?
sound different. Not bad. I wouldn't say better, but we're already at the 1 hour mark, my friend.
Okay.
Now is not the time for tech issues.
Right.
That's it. That's working.
Yeah. All right. Well, hell. All right. Well, since nothing is working right all of a sudden, thanks to Alive, let's do this real quick. Maybe y'all can hear me.
We can hear you. Sounds
All
good.
right. Next Wednesday, or this coming up Wednesday, 2 days from now, I have Nathan and I have Desi Bruce on Ending the Stigma. She's been to prison, was just like a bad for real kind of woman, did some crazy
Oh,
stuff. got out, went to work for Cornbread Hustle in Dallas. She's the recruiting manager there. Recently just bought a house. So
I've heard
she's
of
doing,
Cornbread Hustle.
oh, God, they're a second
Yeah.
chance staffing and hiring recruiting agency in Dallas. They
Yes.
focus on people with, and Darren Wallace, the guy that asked the question a little while ago, he's a retired warden for the Texas prison system, and he's the director of operations now. So he went from keeping people in prison to helping people after they get out.
I love that.
Yeah, and all the people there, like I'm just kind of slowly rolling through their staff to have as guests because they're the epitome of what ending the stigma is all about. They've been to prison, they've gotten out, they're doing good, and they're helping others who are coming out of prison do good. Um, and
Finding
then
it. I'm so
yeah,
excited for
exactly.
you.
I love it, man. And then next Monday, Tiffany Castano is going to be on.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's an HR professional that focuses a lot on culture, specifically in the DEI space. So I'm looking forward to having her. Dude, look, I'm hoping if I get enough of her staff on, that she will come on. I've asked her a few times, but she stays so busy. Sherry's the owner and founder of Cornbread Hustle. Um, I'm 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 trying. I'm trying. She's like my white elephant. She's like the guest that I have my eyes on
Aw.
that I want real bad. So, yep. All right, go get some chocolate
Bye,
milk.
Nathan. Yeah.
Yep. DJ, thanks for coming on and hanging out with
Of
me. I had a
course.
blast as
Always.
always. And we will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye,
Right.
y'all.
Bye. Bye, Rosie.